From the right, Terry Casey, and from the left, Dale Butland. And I wanted to start with, when I talked to Senator Portman yesterday, I asked him specifically about the Norquist pledge, this anti-tax pledge. If, as we try to avoid going over the fiscal cliff, if, Terry, he would walk back from that a little bit. And he said he might be considering it, but I essentially don't think he's going to.
Well, there's a big if. The president campaigned on a balanced approach. And I'm going to quote Bill Clinton from the convention. If you have $1.1 trillion in buckets of red ink, and you're only going to raise $82 billion a year out of the higher taxes on the rich, that doesn't balance out. And so the Republicans are saying, okay, Mr. President, what's your plan for a balanced approach that really solves it? And you can't just say, well, we'll talk later, maybe if about spending cuts, because you need to do both. And on the day after the election, John Boehner said he's willing to talk about those things, but he wants to see the whole package. It's kind of like dealing with a car dealer. You don't want to just hear it's only so much a month. You want to know all the costs, all the details, how many months, how many added tack-on costs are in there.
I think your question was about Grover Norquist and the pledge, and so it deserves an answer. Look, the Grover Norquist pledge is breathtakingly irresponsible. What the pledge says, for your viewers who may not know, is that taxes can never go up, ever, under any circumstances. And beyond the fact that that's ridiculous, no congressperson, I mean, the fact that so many Republicans signed this oath is embarrassing. No congressperson should ever take an oath to anything other than the Constitution. A balanced approach to deficit reduction is going to require revenues as well as spending cuts, and that means taxes going up on the top 2%. So it's over, Grover.
Let me ask you, I mean, a couple weeks ago, there was an indication that there was some bipartisanship going on behind closed doors. The president wants the 2%. I think Republicans privately agreed that he sort of campaigned on that all year. That's probably going to happen. But now things are beginning to unravel because the president has failed to put any specific spending cuts on paper that they can begin to cross-debate here. So Republicans seem to be moving towards the 2%, and yet we don't see anything specific from the president yet on cuts.
First of all, that's not true. The Republicans are not moving toward the 2%. What they have said over and over again, Senator Portman said it just a moment ago, I think, they're not going to...
They were sending signals, but where are the cuts?
No, here's
what are the cuts?
Here's what they said, Jim. They will not back tax rate increases. Maybe we can close some deductions and some loopholes, but you can't raise the money you need. Now, as for the president, just yesterday, today is Friday, just yesterday, he took $400 billion in proposed entitlement cuts, put it in a package and gave it to the Congress, which they don't like. They say it's not enough. But how much revenue are they willing to raise? We don't know that yet either, do we, Terry?
Well, part of the problem is the Treasury Secretary, famous as the world's most well-known tax cheat when his IRS days, you know, he came out and rolled out more spending, more stimulus, and again, it's an imbalanced approach because you got to look at what really solves the problem, and spending more money and not talking about the cuts. But it's time, Mr. President, where's the beef? Show us the specifics. We want to know how you're going to balance it out instead of just spending more.
All right, guys, we'll hear more.